Hi, this is Michael with the Chug Life Podcast. I wanted to say thank you all for listening to us, checking us out, checking out the groups that we talk to and that we put on. I appreciate you guys, and please stay tuned for things that we have coming up. There will be tons of things that hopefully will come into fruition that I've been working on for ages. It's just I'm really busy right now and unable to focus on this. Much aside from what I am currently, these projects are really huge endeavors, and they have to they need a lot of fact checking, a lot of research, and it's just it's very rigorous. So yeah, not something I can do very quickly. Anyhow, thank you guys for listening to us. You guys rock. Have a good one. Be safe.
How's it going? I'm Dan. I'm 34, like a Floridian transplant to Chicago. Work brought me here, so it's nice to be here. I haven't even been here a year yet. I moved here July last year, and like literally my first week here, I was on Craigslist. Like I'm gonna join a band, and I was looking originally to like play guitar for someone, and like no one's looking for guitarists, and there was like a bunch of bassists and drummer like openings. I was like, I'll just play bass just to get my foot in the door, network in the music scene. So that's what I
Nice.
that's what I did. I found these guys, and I saw a video of them playing on their Facebook. I'm like, I like the sound of this. I'll go ahead and give them a try. And
Hell
like my
yeah.
first tryout, they're like, "You're in." So I'm like, "Hell yeah!" I just remember like playing some like like fiddling around on a bass with
I'm
some kind of
messing with.
like chromatic pentatonic.
Oh, Matt
Oh
did.
my
Matt did.
God!
Oh, nice. He
Oh
got it.
my
He got
God!
it.
Is that the wild Matt appearing?
Matt. Can you guys
Oh, that
hear
was
me?
funny.
Yes!
Yes, we can, sir. Perfectly. You got it. You got it.
Oh
Yes.
my
Fuck
goodness.
yeah.
Guys.
Round of applause, everybody.
Oh
We got
my
finally.
God.
We're
Oh
good.
my
No, I'm
Now
not
we're
gonna give
in.
up that
All
easily.
right.
Guys, I just, listeners, just so you understand, we have been literally for the last half an hour waiting and trying to figure out how to get Matt's audio working.
Marty
And
still hasn't got his working, by the
I
way.
mean, hey, we're not even going to talk about that. We're gonna leave this success and just walk with it. All right.
We have to batch with what we have.
The
That's
fact
what
that
we have.
yeah.
this is happening on my Android phone and instead of an Apple phone, so fuck Apple.
Oh my God.
Yeah, luckily I found a pair of headphones that was sitting on the desk in the other room, and I kind of messed with some settings.
Dude.
And it looks like I didn't have permission to speak.
No, you
Or
should
some
have
shit
been.
like
You
that.
should have been good on that. You probably were just server muted, which happens sometimes when you leave and come back. But you sound great, man. We're glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
We're just since Matt, you're already here. Introduce yourself, sir.
Well, my name is Matt, and I make the Wheedly Wheedlies and the Chugga Chuggas in 17. I think you all know that.
The Wheedly Wheedles and the
Yes.
Yeah.
Chugs.
He does a lot of those. A lot of wheelie willies.
Guys, I think he might be a guitarist. I don't know.
Jerry's not a drummer.
Born
I don't know.
and bred.
I don't know, man. Is that a guitarist? If he doesn't describe himself as making,
I mean,
chug
obviously, you could have
chugs.
been a fucking mountain climber.
Yeah.
And Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Chris, Texas native, born and bred. Came over here to Illinois because I met my wife online. She suggested to come back home. Also suggested that Chicago would be a better scene to find, a fresh group of guys that are willing to play and get shit going, because for a while like how Dan was saying, I was like going through the ringer of bands left and right trying to make shit work. And, I'm not young either. Well, at least to people, to me, I feel young, whatever, but not like in my 20s anymore, and to finally be in a group of people, because we're all like different age group, we all listen to different types of metal and all sorts of things, but we've always managed to like the one thing that I've noticed why we've been doing this and why we've been striving for sure is that we all want it. We want to play. We not just want to be a local band. We want to make this something. And so far so good. And we're trying to continue,
That's very important, man. And Ruben?
What?
Monsieur
Go ahead,
Ruben.
introduce yourself, Ruben.
Well, my name is Ruben. I'm 27, and I started playing guitar at 14. Um, it was a celebration of my birthday and my first communion. Um,
Nice.
and originally I started playing guitar only because of Guitar Hero.
What?
I loved it, and I got up to
That shit
X.
still blows my mind.
I just like then I decided, okay, I want to do this for real. Let me play an actual guitar. And understandably so, no one really had faith in me. That's cool.
I feel like there's a Guitar Hero to actual guitar pipeline, though.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, to an extent,
I mean,
I've
he
heard of a lot
figured
of
it
people
out.
I'm
doing
the
that.
only person in my family that plays an instrument. So it's
Wow.
like to get from where I started to where I am now, like, well, shit goes to show, like, shit, they were wrong, but, it's all love.
So-
In the end.
Dude, that's
Oh, quite
funny
the
as
opposite for
hell.
me.
I mean, I
That's funny, but it
Dude,
works.
just in my specific scenario, my whole family is ridiculously musically inclined, and
Same.
I like, dude, I don't want to say I was made to play the cello, okay, but it was basically either you
Oh,
play
dude,
the
you play cello too?
yeah, either you play the cello or you play the viola. And I was like, all right, can I just like put on some shoulder pads and go and hit people? And
Yeah.
no, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna do music. And the really funny thing about all this is that you're the whole opposite. You're the only one in the whole family that does music. And
Yeah,
dude,
it's crazy,
the
man.
pressures, bro. Like
And
I'm
it's hard to like relate because you would want to be able to relate to your parents or to whoever that's musically inclined about issues or whatever you're facing, any challenges you're facing. Like one of my challenges was having enough guitar strings. I would run out and then like I would get like not lectured but just like face down upon for wanting more guitar strings, like, oh, like I couldn't make my guitar strings last longer or something like that. So
Time to
it's
get a
like,
job.
funny.
yeah,
Time to
but
get
this
a
is
job.
like
the
in my
case.
high school years and everything. So it's just like back then I was like boiling my guitar strings to make them good again and then put them back on type of shit. Because I
What?
googled.
That actually worked.
Jesus
No.
Christ.
I boiled my guitar
That's like
strings
guitar abuse.
but not a lot, just for a little bit. And I was like, nah, I'd rather just buy new guitar strings. Fuck that.
Wait, you boiled your fucking guitar strings?
I used to for a little bit when I couldn't get them on my own.
What?
Once-
Okay, so you
once the
gotta
strings were
listen, man.
old-
For science, bro. All right. After you put them on, okay, that first fucking couple chugs, tell us, man. All right,
What
crisp
happened?
or what?
Sounded like a noodle.
This was something I googled back in the day, and it seemed like it fucking works.
Jesus. All
I'm
right.
sure if you look it up now, you can still find something up about it. But yeah, that was something I did do, but it was like, it seemed like okay, this is just what I gotta fucking do. I don't know.
Oh, man. So now you're obviously you don't have to boil your guitar strings.
No, I got fucking strings that I don't even fucking want.
Jesus.
Too
I mean,
many
as long as
strings
they
to count.
work, as long as they can play.
Mm.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's-
no,
that's
that was
Yeah,
a
I got a
long
bunch
time
that
ago.
I don't really
and,
like either, but
times are
When
different now.
bust on stage, any string will do.
Yep, yeah. So
I don't know,
that was
guys.
back
I
in-
definitely think there's something to be spoken about having good equipment versus having shitty equipment. Might be the same thing, but
Yeah, that's true.
strings, like let's even
Yep.
talk about like
I mean-
your snare, your fucking
That might be why I couldn't get on for 30 minutes.
No, I agree with that. I
Oh,
think,
God.
equipment for drums is like very important. Like the quality of your cymbal, as long as it's not cracking,
Yeah.
you'll have nice sounds.
Marty,
Yeah.
yeah.
you and your
we need to
2/3 of a fucking crash
introduce.
cymbal.
We need to introduce somebody else. I almost forgot. Hey, Marty, how are you?
Oh,
Go introduce yourself, sir.
Oh yeah. You forgot to
How's your
introduce
2/3 of a crash cymbal doing?
Yes, I'm one of the drummers that just keeps using their equipment until literally starts falling off.
It's
Um,
okay. I do the same thing. With my.
I'm 24. I'm the drummer. I've been drumming since I was like 3 years old. That's when I got my first act drum set from my mom for Christmas. And I've been in like several little projects, I guess. Been in the scene around here for a while. It's definitely different to navigate Chicago. Chicago is like really strange, and it gets even stranger locally. Um, but no, I started this band with Ruben, I think what, like 2018, 2019, something like that. We've been a two-piece for the longest time. And I guess we have made some pretty good strides with this band since then. It's pretty phenomenal, honestly.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. So, I mean, you started drumming from a very young age, and has it gotten any easier?
I mean, definitely. The only way to practice drums is to practice drums. You have to like literally play them every day. And I had a lot of time, I guess, either video games or drums, and it was either one of those. And drums, music comes a little naturally to me because of my family. It runs in my family. I'm not the only musician, but I'm the only one who's done it without like going to school or trying to do anything related to school. Kind of just doing just bands. That's a whole different
Nice.
arena.
Hell yeah. So, is drums the only instrument you play?
Yes. I also did vocals, or can do vocals. I can touch guitar and like play a song, but no, drums is my main instrument.
Hell yeah, man. And what are some of the other instruments that your family's pretty good at, or I guess it's prominent in your family?
That would be piano. My dad and his dad were both pianists, and they were really good. My grandfather was self-taught, and then he eventually went to school for it. And then my dad went to school, graduated with music comp and piano, which is like, in my opinion, that's hard as hell. So they do very more classical sounds. They don't really listen to metal.
What do they think
My
about 17?
This pretty typical because metal is my mom and I's thing. The one who got me into metal was my mom. My mom doesn't play anything, but she listens to like every genre ever. Yeah.
That's
And
awesome, dude. You want to know something really awesome, man? My mom also got me into heavy shit.
Hell yeah.
My mom was the reason I learned what System of a Down was.
For real?
Yeah, that's how it was with me.
Go ahead.
Honestly,
continue,
My
Mark.
mom took me to go see Slipknot when I was 13.
What?
I loved it. Never forgot about it. Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Nothing more
man.
crazy.
I feel like I'm
Nothing
the
more
outlier
crazier
here. My cousin's
to
the one who
go
introduced me to metal.
to literally go in line, and then guys that are like older enough to go, obviously, they're like, hey, like going to my mom, like going up to her, like, is that your kid? Yeah, why? You're telling me you're letting him go see this? Yeah. Man, you're fucking off. Like, it just blew my
In the
mind.
background, you have Joey Jordison going upside down on a pentagram drum set.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw them when they released the first album. It was a very different time. It was
Yeah.
weird. It was
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
It's very primal. Very primal. That's
I mean,
the best way
really,
to describe it.
that's also kind of, it comes out of the satanic panic too, because you have a lot of those folks, especially in metal. That's how they made their money, was just going full blown into that shit, dude. Because now, either one, you're ostracizing 50%, or you're going to be bringing in 50%. And shit, dude, a lot of those guys hit right bank.
Yeah, it's weird how it works like that, right?
Yeah. So I believe there was somebody else that mentioned that they had family members with other. I think there was a cellist, right?
Yeah, that was me.
Matt, you play
Yes, sir.
cello.
Yeah, I played cello from 5th grade to senior year. I actually started playing cello pretty long before I started playing guitar. I only really started picking up guitar when I was like 15, 16, I'm 21 now.
Wow,
Fucking
dude.
porn star.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, I also know how to play bass and a little bit of piano and drums.
I'll say that knowing how to play cello led me to play bass. because I was like, it's the
Yeah.
same shit. Like I'm
Usually
already
the
used
gateway,
to
right?
having to hit this
Well, it was
big ass
similar for
fucking
me
thing.
too.
I mean, yeah, it's thick strings, right? Like thick string,
Yeah.
you know, just dum dum dum. That's it.
Because when I was really little, like 5, I wanted to play drums. So my parents got me this little kitty drum set for Christmas one year because my cousin was a drummer. So I wanted to play drums like him, but I wasn't really any good at it because I was like 5. Then I kind of just put music down for a little while, and then I picked up cello 5th grade, and then I kind of started messing around with bass, acoustic guitar, and then I finally found electric guitar. So it kind of took a while for me to get to the right instrument, but glad I did.
Do you prefer electric or acoustic?
I prefer electric, but I do like acoustic sometimes.
Interesting.
It holds its place.
Definitely, yeah.
Everything's got its place.
You can definitely do.
I'm of the
both.
opinion that everything's got its place.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a big world, man. Shit, why not? So one of the funnier things that we ended up talking about in our pre-speech is this hardcore metalcore self-label that Marty had talked about and posted about. Marty, please enlighten us, man. Hardcore metalcore.
Elaborate, sir.
So I don't know. I guess I have a really weird view on metalcore. I guess because my metalcore perspective goes as back as Adestria. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're a little bit older. They're like I think pre
They're from
2010
Florida, aren't
metalcore.
they?
I think so. They broke up. They broke up like in 2015, something like
I
that.
think
Like
that's
they all
how
became.
I know them, dude. Because I'm from Florida, by the way. This is something we'll talk about later, Dan. But
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
continue.
So I don't know. I looked at I gave drum and vocal elements that are hardcore, and Ruben kind of brings like a thrash metalcore, you know, like a for lack of a better term, like the you know, you can hear that
Yep.
like that momentum, but also like it can go slower. Like I'll go slow even on a fast riff, you know what I mean? So it's like hardcore, metalcore. I also saw it as like just because of the lyrics, I was gonna call it emo core too. That was like a really old term that I gave the band before even Ruben was here. I was like, this is pretty emo core, but I don't know what that is anymore.
I definitely was not here doing that.
Yeah, no, that was pre Ruben too.
Emo core, huh?
Yeah,
That was before me.
I think he just started a genre. You believe that?
Dude, honestly, bro, like you're about to have so
That's-
many
that's what I
people
mean.
rushing to Google, typing in emo core, and just,
Yeah, just making bands.
We're looking up now.
Yeah, I feel like
Fucking
we
emo.
are kind of metalcore with a bit of hardcore, but I feel like we're also a little bit of melodic death metal as well.
Okay.
I
Like,
think
we're also
so as
kind of
well.
death metal.
We have death metal elements.
Definitely gives Cannibal Corpse sometimes.
And it gives Cannibal Corpse. And just wait for our recorded EP that definitely gives Cannibal Corpse. And maybe a little bit of All That Remains.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. You'll hear it.
You guys all
It's
that
gonna be
remains
interesting.
fans?
Yeah.
I
We're
used to back in the day. I haven't
Same.
listened to him in a long time.
It's salsa.
I feel like everybody definitely hit the all that
Love of
remains
Ideals is
pipeline.
one of the greatest
I
metalcore
didn't.
albums.
I didn't listen to
I'm trying
him.
to remember the guitarist's name. This bothers me because I used to know his name a lot.
Matt, that
Ollie
album is
Herbert?
goated as fuck. Fall of Ideals,
Which one?
insane.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's a great album.
Lord.
I like you can't touch it. Good production.
Yeah, Ollie
everything.
Herbert,
Just
are you
good.
talking about?
Yeah, Ollie. Yeah, that was such a
Rest
good
in
guitar
peace,
player.
Ollie.
Though. Yeah,
I
man.
think they
He was
definitely-
murdered.
Did they could we say that they invented metalcore? Like is there I feel like there is a pretty close tie between Killswitch Engage and All That Remains kind of leading
Shadows
and
I mean,
paving the
it's
way
weird,
to
man. 'Cause I was
metalcore.
gonna say that too. People say Shadows Fall, and that makes me think.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like Killswitch and
Because Phil
Shadows
was
Fall
also in Shadows
were
Fall.
kind of the
A
first
lot of people
to
don't know that.
do it. Because a lot of these bands, a lot of these early metalcore bands, they were kind of melodic death metal first. Like they were kind of doing mellow death type stuff. And then they kind
Well,
of
especially
shift.
old All That Remains. He wasn't even singing for a long time.
Yeah,
Wait,
the 2 albums before Fall of Ideals.
we're talking.
That's just straight up
Yeah.
mellow death.
This would be like 08, right? Like pre 2010.
I mean,
Something
Meshuggah
like
came
that,
out in
yeah, like that.
1989.
But Meshuggah
Yeah,
isn't
but that was a whole
metalcore.
different breed. Yeah, I was like, that's not
They're
metalcore.
definitely
Yeah, I
metal.
was
They're
about to
heavy.
say.
And I feel like In Flames is kind of responsible for these bands.
It's like 2000s metalcore
That
has a
makes
different sound than earlier metalcore because
Guys,
Converge is also from
Fall
like
of
the 90s.
Ideals dropped in 06.
Yeah, see, exactly. I was about to say 06, 07. I was about to say.
That
I knew it
is
was before
fucking
2010.
nuts, dude.
It is nuts, but it was a good album. It was a good album.
Okay, so we got Kill Switch started. End of Heartache was 04. So
Really? Did
I
not know
think, dude, that's nuts, man. Holy shit. That is.
that. So wait, hold up. Wow.
And Alive We're
That's
Just
crazy.
Breathing released in 02.
Well, fucking hell. Okay.
Shadows
Damn,
Fall.
time
Because
is flowing, huh?
Bill was in Shadows Fall like at the beginning, wasn't he?
That's what I'm saying. Phil, a lot of people don't know that, but Phil was in Shadows Fall before all
Yeah,
the
he
names.
did. He did vocals on their first album. I listened
Yeah,
to
the
that
first
album. It's a
album.
pretty good album.
It is a good album.
Yeah,
Good gym
Shadows
music.
Fall, that was 98 too. So they were absolutely leading the way in that shit.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people say Shadows Fall.
We're kind of missing somebody though. I feel like
I know we are. There's some
As
in
I Lay
there
Dying.
that's probably in the gap.
Trivium.
no, they're later. They're post 2000.
Trivium. Yeah, Trivium's later.
Trivium is also later.
As I Lay Dying.
No, they're way later. I think that's 2000.
They're around the same time as all
This
that
might be a
remains.
bit of a stretch. This might be a bit of a stretch, but In Flames.
Parkway
I know they're
Drive.
more mellow
Bullet,
death.
Bullet for
but-
My Valentine.
Oh my fucking god, dude, you're right. 03, Frail Words Collapse.
But
What?
In Flames had a lot of influence on all these bands, so
Definitely.
they kind of started doing some more metalcore stuff in the. Same thing with Creator. Like as they got into the 2000s, they started doing some more metalcore type stuff.
Well, you got to remember
No,
that
they were-
too. That around back in the day, not Michael, and Anders was not in the band at the time. It was Michael from Dark Tranquility. He was with In Flames first before they did the whole switcheroo. Because Anders was with Dark Tranquility, and then he got on In Flames, and that's why everyone likes In Flames now because he's been in there the longest.
Okay. I have a very hot take. All right.
Oh, I love this. Here we go.
All right.
Ooh.
Avenged Sevenfold
Ah!
opened
Oh my
the way
god.
for all of these bands. But hear me out. I know it's later. It's
Wait, what'd
later
you
than
say?
most of them because it's 03. This is 03 and 2002. Waking the Fallen was 03.
Yeah.
So to
That's
put that in
upset.
perspective, that same year, you have Killswitch Engage. They dropped their shit. And not even like a 3-month span. The end of
No.
Heartache.
It was pretty recent. I thought they were like literally like not even a year apart from each other.
Oh man, this is
If I'm not
metalcore
mistaken,
is
I'm trying to
fucking
think.
awesome. Because then you have, and then Frail Words Collapse happened that same year, bro. So
Yeah,
it's
but
I do think
it's weird
that
how In
shit-
Flames change how they are now though. It's weird because back then they were so different.
and they're
They
still
just did
around.
not
It's
sound like
fucking
that.
nuts, dude.
And killing it too. They're fucking destroying.
Their recent album was actually pretty good.
I haven't checked it out. I'll definitely.
I'll get back on them. I'll
have
check
to.
it.
Yeah. I have to check them out. 'Cause that's some interesting shit. So how did you guys end up getting? So you guys had the 2-piece. How did the 2-piece formulate?
Who wants to go on that one?
It's Marty and Ruben.
Yeah, I can go on that one.
All right, go ahead.
So from Ruben to Matt, I think that was mainly Ruben. Ruben talks to Matt a bunch. He was reaching out onto some like Facebook pages of some.
So there was a post I'd seen that Matt had posted that we had posted about looking for another guitar player, and at first I actually wasn't just going to message only just because of the sake of just I don't know, maybe we just need to figure more shit out. But then Marty did say like, yeah, let's message, and I said, yeah, okay, yeah, fuck it, let me message him. And that happened to be our Mr. Motherfucking Matt Jedlicka. and he came out to be the fucking trooper that he is. And he was the other guitar player that joined us. I guess our older second guitar player that joined us. We had another one, but
We've
that
had a
fell
couple
through.
of members come and go. This band is kind of like a
Yeah, the post. I was originally looking for people to jam
Yeah.
with. 'Cause I was kind of trying to get my own project off the ground because I wanted to do something outside of my other band
Yeah,
originally,
I
but
remember that. Yeah, and
it kind of
Matt
just
was
happened on
doing
its
his own
own.
thing as well, and it was just like if I wanted to do his thing or he do my thing, and it was just like, okay, well, let's see what we can do. And yeah, we met up and we jammed and just kind of like here we are now, you know. And
Yeah, but
Matt's been
it turned out we were trying to do like the exact same thing. So that's why I was just like, you know what? Screw my other project. I'm just gonna do this because this is pretty much what I want to do anyway.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ruben and Matt do really. They have a chemistry when they like solo together. It's just like I just watch when I'm just in the back watch like playing. I watch all of them and it's like, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Very suspicious
I
chemistry.
think it was just like in the beginning, like over the spring, like when I had first joined, you weren't able to make it out to practice for a little while because you were dealing with your own stuff. So me and Ruben would just get together like once a week for I think like almost 2 months, and that really gave us a lot of time to figure each other out as musicians and really kind of build this rapport.
yeah, and
I think
like
if
I don't remember how I got in.
Matt, it was like
it happened,
like
I don't know. I feel like it happened that way for a reason because if we didn't have that like 2 month time period where it was only us two available, I don't think we would be nearly the band we are now.
Yeah, breaks are very important, man. I think it's one of the most crucial parts of people with high intensity lifestyles is being able to just have a good month or have a couple of weeks just vacation yourself, and dig into shit that gives you ease
Yeah,
of
those
mind.
2 months where it was only us, that made us super tight.
Just 2 months of you guys just jamming.
Yeah, because Marty, he was dealing with his own stuff, so he wasn't able to make it to practice as much. So it was
yeah,
often just
me and Matt were kind of the ones that were just kind of clicking up and kind of figuring shit out and kind of letting Marty know what's up and everything else, keeping him in the loop and everything, and we just kind of made shit work. And when it came time, we would go practice with everyone, you know, Matt and drums and everything, or Marty and drums.
Yeah, I kind of got like back in touch with them again, and then basically, you know, we just got right back onto the horse and started working. And like I remember I think they had already like started talking about uh trying to find vocalists, trying to find another bassist. We had like a million people in mind. I'm not sure how you guys found or who came first, Chris or Dan.
I
I
think
believe
Chris
I
came.
did.
At the same time for me, at least.
For me, it's same. Chris came, and then shortly after Dan came shortly after Chris.
So, Chris, you want to go
And
next?
the night and day type of
What's up?
thing. What?
Yeah.
What's up,
Chris, you
Dan?
remember
Sorry, I
when you
didn't hear.
joined?
I think it
Man,
was
it
the
was weird
beginning of
because I know
August.
I was searching. I was like looking.
Like,
It was
how'd
around
you find it
August.
on
Yeah.
Craigslist or what? Facebook
Well,
or something?
no, it was on Facebook. I found it on Facebook. 'Cause I was like literally looking through bands, and then I saw I think it was Matt's. I think Matt posted something, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly. And
yeah.
I looked
I
through it,
remember I posted a
and
bunch of our ads on the Chicago musicians
yeah,
Facebook groups. I posted a bunch of our ads
yeah, there
on
you
there.
go. So once I got on there, I was kind of because I'm very like I was looking for a minute, and I was even found a bunch of bands here that didn't, we just didn't work together, and eventually I looked up their sound, and it intrigued me. I liked the way it sounded, it intrigued my heaviness, and I just went to try out, and sure enough, they liked what I was doing. So I was like, all right, and I liked what they were doing. So I was like, let's see what we can do together, and pretty sure, I think as well, how Dan came. I actually was the one that was like letting him know, right? Or I forgot how it went, Dan. You're the one that. It was a weird little thing how we did it, because
Wait,
like
what
it was like
happened?
off of there, because they had a post and I wasn't even a part of the like in the band, but I was all like, oh yeah, they need a bassist. Like it was so weird.
I found
Like how you.
them on Craigslist.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then I emailed them on Craigslist, and no one responded for like a couple of days. So I added them on Facebook from the band, and then I just like DM'd everybody.
Hell yeah.
That's funny as hell.
I
Way
sent
to
a
go,
I sent a
Dan.
link. I sent a YouTube video of my old band. I'm like, this is me. If you guys want me to try out, let me know. And then
Yeah,
at first it was like no, and then someone was like, no, wait, yes, because they thought I was trying out for like vocals or something. There was like a confusion there at first. I forgot who it was. I mentioned somebody.
Who did it?
Yeah. But my first week I moved to Chicago, I tried out for this band. Not even here a week yet, and then like first tryout, they were like, "Yeah, we'll take you."
Nice.
Yeah.
So there is currently 3 singles that you guys have out, and I wanted to talk about the inspirations behind one of them, or I guess more specifically, it's kind of like Cedro. Is that meant to be kind of like a little EP, or I didn't really
Kind
understand?
of like a demo tape,
Yeah. Okay.
I guess.
Um,
Sort
so
of an EP. I mean, I
what
would
were
kind
some
of
of the
call it
inspirations
either
that
one of
went
them.
into that?
Well, Ruben has like 100 pet hamsters, and Sedgegrove is the name of his hamster terrarium. He's got 100 hamsters in there, and he calls it Sedgegrove. And Ruben, why don't you elaborate on that?
Are you having an army of hamsters? Is that what I'm understanding, Ruben?
Ruben, I don't. He might be having technical difficulties.
I don't know what he's doing. He just got ghost. Why is he all quiet?
Nah, bro,
What
that
happened?
man got put on blast. He's gone.
I was
You killed Marty,
joking.
and he is gone,
Oh,
bro.
see what you did? You see what
I
you
was
did?
joking. Maybe he actually, I don't know.
He said, "Oh shit, they find out. Fuck, they
Maybe
know
his
about my
phone died.
hamster army, bro."
Oh,
They
that's
just went
getting
mute.
me. You're horrible. You're just like lighting kerosene in the fire. You're just like.
I feel like
It-
Sedgegrove. I feel like the songs on the Sedgegrove demo, the 3 songs that we have out, I feel like they were kind of inspired by.
He said he's having
Kill
technical
Switch.
difficulties. Marty literally ran up here and told me that right now. Just to let y'all know. Sorry,
Oh my god,
everyone.
that's fine.
But I feel like they were kind of more inspired by Kill Switch Engage, Bullet for My Valentine, Knocked Loose. Because I know those were kind of the big 3 bands that we were all sort of listening to at that time when it was recorded. A lot of it was written before I joined. And yeah, I
Dude,
feel like those 3 bands were kind of the big inspiration there.
you want to know? We also forgot, since you mentioned them, "Bullet for My Valentine," dude, 2006.
Yeah.
You're talking about the poison?
I mentioned them.
Yeah, the Poison, dude.
He
And
did
then you
mention.
got
He did
Scream Aim
mention.
Yep.
Fire, and I didn't even hear that. Yeah, Scream Aim Fire, 08. Like that's
No, I love that. I love that song.
my
But again,
That's
those
like one of
songs
my
were kind of written before I joined, so I can't speak on really what happened before that. I recorded a few parts on Mind Kill,
okay.
but
So can
yeah, a lot of that was just Ruben and Marty.
can Dan speak on all of that, or is this so?
I-
Is that just
I
specifically
just joined the
them that
band
wrote it?
last year. Most those 3 songs that are on the internet were pretty much written between like Marty, Ruben, and Matt on there.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
And for the
So-
lyrics and vocals, that was pretty much all Marty. What's on the internet right now?
So
Yeah,
they were
but
released in 23, but they were recorded before that.
Written before that, and
Yes.
I think they're recorded and released in 23.
Yeah.
So is it
So I
all
have-
of you
The
guys?
3 that are on the
recordings?
internet right now are 90% Ruben and Marty.
Just so I can understand it,
that material, it was written by them, but it's performed by all of you guys on the recording, right?
Oh shit.
No, no.
No. Most of it, it's just Ruben doing all the guitars and bass, I think, and then Marty was doing the drums and the vocals. Then I did some solos on Mind Kill, but that's about it. And then
They're having like
three
difficulties
of
with the
ours,
phone.
Zachary
Trying to
Lee,
help him with it right now. Hold on.
he did some vocals on King of Sins, but aside from my parts on Mind Kill and Zach's vocals on King of Sins, it was all Ruben and Marty.
What you hear now on Spotify and stuff, some of it's different live because like I actually changed some of the bass lines and made them a little more intricate some parts, and then Chris has a different vocal style as well. He's got more technique, like metal technique and stuff. As for Marty's recordings were like more like hardcore style, kind of like screaming kind of.
Yeah, just a template, you know.
Yeah.
And there's a few of the riffs and the leads and whatnot that I kind of tweaked a little bit, but I kind of tried to mostly stay faithful to the original parts. I did modify a couple parts to some degree.
Huh. Well, Chris, what are some of your inspirations for your vocals?
Sorry, give me one moment. I'm like literally trying to help
Okay.
Ruben in their phone so he can get this
Dan,
going here.
We'll move
My-
to
but-
you.
My
Yeah, go
vocal
ahead, Dan,
inspirations? Oh, let's see.
Your bass.
Well, my bass, well, see, technically I'm just a guitar player that plays bass. So when I originally moved here, I was looking for like guitar positions available, like on Facebook and Craigslist, and those are few and far between because everyone's a guitar player. Everyone wants to play guitar, right? So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just pick up a bass because I had one because I do a lot of my own writing and production like at home. So I had like a bass
Hey,
in my little studio.
What was that, Chris?
Can y'all hear me okay? Sorry, I had to like unplug
Yeah, I
my
can hear you.
headphones because
Yep.
Ruben and Marty are having difficulty, so they're trying to use my phone. We're all like literally near my phone.
That's fine. Ruben and Marty, before we continue the conversation with Dan about his inspirations,
Yeah.
what was it like recording the work that you guys have currently between just the two of you? Was that very easy, or did you guys have a lot of ease of access since you live pretty close to each other?
It was kind of a little easier to like figure it out if find someone to go to basically because I have played a couple of shows with other bands where the members are actually like really smart and they've already figured out basically how to record and mix and master, and they do that for their own bands. That's like kind of that's basically how most bands around here kind of make it. You know, you go to a better recording studio if you got the money, I guess, basically. But it was pretty fun to do it in the studio because we didn't know what songs we were going to do. I think we just tried to figure out which song was more complete, and then we chose from that. Because the songs that came out aren't even the first ones that we've written. Like we've written stuff before it.
Hell yeah! So I'm
Yeah,
guessing you have a
like
lot more. in the pipe
our
then?
first song that we released on like Spotify was King of Sins. But the first song that we actually had like completed together, like me and Marty, was actually Crown. But we had like King of Sins released first instead of Crown, just because there's a couple transitions and other stuff that we were changing about it. But King, I guess, was the one that was first released.
What made you guys decide that? Just because of how it sounded, or time?
Can you still hear us fine?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
So what made you guys decide to release the one that you guys hadn't? You know, you already had one finished. Why not release that one? Hello?
Yo,
What made us want to release is because we had so much fucking fun doing this shit together, and Marty invited me to this band and project a long ass time ago where I forgot to mention before when we were doing our whole introduction things is that Svntn is like my first like band that I've been a part of, like local band, like original metal band and everything. I've never been a part of like any other band or anything apart from like high school, I guess if you want to call or if you want to count that. But Svntn is
Yeah.
like my actual like the first band that I've been a part of. And
Nice.
with Marty, I feel like I've been able to express myself, play guitar and do all the shit. And we released our music and we've been able to reach out to our other fucking homies, which is Chris, Dan, and Matt. And Cody's been with us through the whole fucking way too. And Svntn is reaching to new levels that we haven't didn't think that we were gonna get to before. There was a time that me and Marty were like, man, we need a whole fucking band already. Because there was a time where it was like, man, it was very tough for me and Marty to find other members. And the people that we would invite to Svntn, they were already a part of another band anyways. So sometimes their schedule would be, mostly focused on their thing with their band, their work and everything. And we'd have our thing. So we'd had some struggles with that. And we've had our fair share of trying out people. But for the most part, it's just kind of been me and Marty. But after we've had Matt join, Chris and Dan, things have been full sail. Things have been going hard. And I think we're the strongest that Svntn has ever been. And this is Svntn right now.
I think it makes it easier too, because when you got more people involved, like that's 5 people, we can share the workload and like all the business aspects, all the business aspects of being in a band can be divided by 5. So like not one person is like overwhelmed and like getting burnt out. Like we can all take turns running the business side of things, like emailing people, scheduling shows, getting quotes on this or that.
Yeah, and I
Helps
feel like in that
visibility.
respect, it's easier in this band for me than it is in Cobra's, my other band. Because my other band, Cunning Like Cobras, we're a 3-piece. So there's definitely more workload in there than there is here. And some ways having a 3-piece is easier, some ways having a 5-piece is easier.
Yeah, people always say it's
Logistics
nice
wise,
having a couple of
2 other people.
guys. Sorry,
Like
go ahead, Matt.
logistics wise, there's only 2 other guys in Cobras that we got to plan stuff around. So it's easier to organize things. Like whenever we're getting together for a practice or a show, a session, whatnot. But I also do agree with what Dan said with the workload.
Not just workload, but I think writing too. Like when we write new music
Yeah.
that we've been working on, I think it's a
Totally.
lot faster too, because 5 minds together can produce something 5 times faster.
Yeah.
Working.
Definitely, man. And it's just that I was trying to say earlier was when you have these misconceptions about having less people in the group is going to make it easier, or having more people in the group is going to make it worse. At the end of the day,
Yes
it's
and
just
no.
about the people. It's really, you're going to have shit situations regardless, and you want to have people on your side that can deal with these situations without freaking out and without being a piece of shit. So,
Well, yeah, it's like one of those instances where it's like, someone's gonna have a shitty day, right? Like there's never gonna be like that moment where like, oh, everyone's good all the time. Like, it's always a different thing every day. Like sometimes it's always good. Sometimes you have a moment where like, all right, well, what's wrong, man? Like,
Yep.
we're good enough that we're always been able to kind of like, take care of each other, make sure we're all good. Cause we do have those moments where it's like, you know what, not today. Like just kind of, but we do have those moments where like once we start grinding and practicing and stuff, we dial it in, we get it in. We always try to make sure, because like how you said before, you came into talking to us because you like the energy, correct? Just so I'm.
Oh yeah, man. Fucking recordings are awesome, dude. Like where you're heading. Sounds heavy as shit.
So
And the fucking solos, goddamn. Solos in metalcore, I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude. We need to make this needs to be a thing. forever and ever and ever and ever. I don't know.
We try our best to implicate what we have, and then like once you hear the newer stuff too, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, these guys are really utilizing all of them, like not just two guys. Like
You'll feel a little bit of everything
Yeah.
because we'll touch you in every little forces. You know what I'm saying, bro?
What?
So get ready to feel teased.
Just make sure
That's
you
all I'm
get
saying.
consent
If you want to
first.
wear some goggles and some rubber gloves, feel free to do so. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. So this new
There is a
material,
good mixture.
Have
You'll
you
like
guys
it.
have you guys
You'll
gotten
definitely
the
enjoy it.
deadline yet for it?
Not
Say that one more time?
particularly in terms of a deadline. We're sitting on like 4 songs that are, I would say, finished. Well, they're somewhat finished. They're finished enough to where we can play them live, and they're mostly finished in terms of arrangement. But there might be like little tweaks and stuff that we might do. But we're gonna try and get into the studio. Hopefully, I was talking to Marty about maybe getting drum tracks recorded next week, and we were gonna kind of go from there. But this new stuff, it's kind of different from the Sedge Grove. I mean, there's some parts of it that are kind of reminiscent of those 3 songs on the Sedge Grove, but it's pretty different. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you're
pretty excited for it.
You have way more input now because
we're a way different band now
Yeah.
than we were back then.
Oh,
So don't expect a repeat of the Sedge Grove. It'll be good though.
It's gonna be a beautiful evolution.
I'm excited for it.
man. Oh yeah, we're all excited for it, man.
We're all gonna have our minds and influences meeting together to write this next one.
Yeah.
So it's gonna evolve the sound for sure.
But yeah, we got 4 songs that we're thinking we're gonna put on a EP. We're gonna hopefully get that out soon.
Nice.
Especially now that one of our songs is really kind of taken off on Spotify lately.
Hell yeah, man! You just got to keep feeding it, dude.
Yeah, I just want to strike when the iron's hot, you know?
Yep, exactly, bro.
Strike when the iron's hot.
So Ruben and Marty, I did want to ask you guys earlier before your part of the call dropped. What are some of the inspirations that you guys had coming into the releases of Sedge Grove?
Some of their inspirations that we've had into releasing Sedge Grove. That went into releasing Sedge Grove.
Yeah.
And I just want to start off saying that we found the name Sedge Grove because my street, because we both practiced, me and Marty, at my house and his house. And so my street name has the word Grove in it, and his street has his name Sedge. And we've just combined both of our street names, and that happened to be Sedge Grove.
Yeah. Ruben had
And
that's Ruben's idea.
And we just thought it was pretty cool, and it sounded cool. So just foremost, where kind of that word Sedge Grove came from as our demo, because it was just kind of like just me and Marty for like the longest fucking time. And we were just like, bro, let's just fucking call it Haver Streets or some shit. Sedge Grove. But our inspiration for releasing it and doing all that shit is because we both have fucking inspirations to fucking do this.
He's just like bands, I think. Right. I think.
Musically,
You want to
in
read it,
your
Michael?
writing, you know, what are
Yeah,
when you're
the bands,
writing
like,
this
what you-
type of material, what are some of the things that led you to write this material? What are some of the bands that kind of give you ideas, or is this all
So I can-
just from your head?
So basically I think the melting pot of like just a lot of metalcore bands and a lot of I introduced hardcore, I think, to Ruben. He like mainly listened to like thrash metal, metal, death metal stuff. But we both listened to like a lot of the similar bands. And for instance, I'll give some from hardcore elements that I put into this band is like Sabella Official, like some
Preach.
Burials Knock Loose stuff.
Preach.
Like for the drums, I love hardcore. I love like Tsunami. I love
Yes,
Drain. I
Yes,
keep
Lord.
that energy in my drums constantly because I love that fast beat, getting people moving type stuff.
Yeah, and Marty for sure has definitely introduced me to that sound and everything. And yeah, I was pretty thrash and death metal and everything, and then me and Marty started fucking jamming and everything, and then it just shit just evolved.
Yeah, it's like a death metal guitarist with a hardcore drummer, and it just like they made love.
That's called
It was
deathcore.
awesome.
That's called deathcore.
Yeah, deathcore straight up. It's that's pretty much where we both came together. Because we this is not even the first project that me and Ruben have done together. This is actually our second attempt at trying to be in a band. Our first one was Revelations of Sins. So our inspiration goes really far back to what we were listening in 2012 or whatever year that band was, and we brought still some of the same elements that we listened to and new stuff that we got into. I think when you're making music, you should pull from all corners of what you listen to. Because I get people that they'll listen to death metal and then they'll just make death metal things, but I feel like pull whatever is your highest, inspiration, and then that everyone just pulls whatever their highest inspiration is, and it makes a melting pot of music. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely what's happening here right now, at least.
Hell yeah, man. So earlier I had learned some really interesting facts about you guys. Like Chris, you're from Texas. Where?
Yes, that's correct.
If I may, I would like to learn. Where are you from in Texas?
San Antonio.
Hell yeah, that is really wild. So I'm assuming that you're pretty familiar with a guy named Samuel Houston.
Yes, I am.
That's one of my ancestors.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, it's something I learned.
That's
a
so
couple
weird.
of
Do you
years
have
ago.
family in Texas, I presume,
Oh,
or
yeah,
no?
I have a lot of family
Okay.
in Texas. I came to learn. Yeah, it's my grandfather decided to not keep the Houston name, so I don't have it. I could have
I
had it,
got you.
but he gave me his first name instead, like the rat bastard he is.
Huh?
Yeah, love you, Grandpa, but what the fuck, dude? You're telling me I could have been a fucking Houston? Like, what the fuck? All right. Michael Houston Vega sounds a billion times better than whatever the fuck you were thinking.
Definitely
I mean,
has a
come
nice ring
on,
to
man.
it, that's for sure.
Anyhow, so Dan, being from Florida, where are you from?
I grew up on the Panhandle in Pensacola, Florida. It's like a little beach town.
Nice.
Spent my time growing up surfing on the beach and hanging out on the beach as a beach bum.
Yeah, it's
smoking a
beautiful
little
over
bit
there, dude.
out there. A lot, all kinds of stuff. Smoking and surfing was pretty much my childhood and teenage years and early 20s, and I was in bands and stuff, local bands in that music scene there. Played a bunch of shows growing up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, I'm assuming that you know a good amount about Ybor, right?
Ybor?
Ybor, yeah, Ybor
How do you-
City.
How do you spell that?
Ybor.
That's in Florida?
It's
In-
way
by
down
Tampa?
south. Yeah.
No, so Pensacola, Florida is
I know. Oh, I don't trust
is
me.
by
I know.
Alabama.
Yeah,
So it's like
you're
it's
way
it's
the
not
fuck
close.
up north.
So I have family down there, like by Clearwater and Orlando and stuff, and I only visited like a couple times.
Nice.
I've only been out there a few times, but I'm not familiar with Ybor City.
Yeah,
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from Deltona, which is pretty much central Florida. Clearwater's like 20 minutes. But funny thing is, just kind of thinking about Florida, one of the main things I always think about is these fucking chickens that run around the Orpheum. And Ybor City is like, it's this really weird old fucking town. And like, when I mean old, it is like old, dude. Like, it's hard to describe. You could Google it right now if you'd like. Do some research, listeners. Ybor City, Ybor. It's in Tampa or somewhere in the suburbs of Tampa. It might be Tampa, literally. I don't remember. Anyhow, there's fucking chickens everywhere, okay? Like, you will not be able to sit down without a fucking chicken walking up to you.
What, like an abundance of chickens or what?
Yes, in the Orpheum. Like,
Jesus.
around the Orpheum. Like, the whole venue has just, like, it's ridiculous. I don't know what the fuck is going on. If there's some, like, huge farm near it that's just constantly, like, fuck them and lets them out. And they just go around and terrorize, dude. Just absolute terror. But
Hey
they're also
guys,
really cute.
I got a bit of a situation that I got to deal with, so
Yeah,
I'm
no
gonna have
worries,
to hop
man.
off of this.
Hey, you have a good
Yeah,
one,
go ahead,
dude.
do your
Thank
thing,
you
man.
for coming
No
on,
worries, man.
man.
Yeah, thank you
It
for
was
being on,
great. I
man.
had a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
See you later, Matt.
So
We'll
Right.
see you later.
See you
Ruben,
later.
you got into guitar because
Fuck
of
you, Matt.
Guitar Hero. And
Yes, he did.
what was one of the songs that really was like, you know what, this is gonna do it? Because I assume that it wasn't some of the easy shit. I assume
$20 on Dragon Force.
Randy
Is
Blood.
this question towards me?
Ruben? Yes, sir. Guitar Hero, and what song made you decide to actually play guitar?
So the Guitar Hero I started playing was Guitar Hero 3. I didn't even play the first or second one, but it was the third one, Legends of Rock, that I started playing. And I think the hardest one. I mean,
Slow
yeah,
Ride.
everyone knows Dragon Force from that fucking game, and yeah, of course that's hard. But there was another one. I believe that the band is called Prototype, and their song is called "The Way It Ends." And that one on Expert is pretty fucking hard too, but it was the song that I most loved playing on Guitar Hero 3 on that game, and it really fucking challenged me with playing like at least the controller of the fucking damn guitar, you know.
So
And it was just like
wasn't
that
one?
song. Sorry, what's that?
It wasn't one?
One was dope, but the way it ends from Prototype really hit me though, because there was a breakdown there was a solo. It was one was everything, but like Prototype, just like the
I love
way
a good
it plays
breakdown.
on Guitar Hero at the time for me, I guess that just really hit and everything. But I mean, no, yeah, don't get me wrong, but one from Metallica that was pretty fucking dope and everything, and challenging all the bosses, defeating them, fucking playing with Slash. Having him as a character and all that shit. That was all the stuff that like I geeked out about way back then,
Hell yeah.
And I played this back on the PlayStation 2, and I still have a PlayStation 2, which I still have all the Guitar Heroes, first and third, except the Metallica one.
Wow, dude. The Metallica one's the best
Yeah, I
one,
still
dude.
got that shit, so I'm still going strong at it.
Incredible. Man, one of the things that I've been thinking is in one, it has that incredible moment with the double pedals at the end. Could we say that that would be the first breakdown?
Could we say the double pedals in one is the first breakdown?
No, no, just like the riff as a whole, like that section there.
The riff as a whole, right? Could
Is
that
it?
be considered as the first
I mean,
full breakdown?
it's technically faster.
I
I
thought the
guess.
first breakdown was made by the band Death, and they came out before Metallica in like 82 or something.
Wow.
Metallica was like 83.
I believe Death probably had a part before Metallica had a one part like in one.
For sure. Yeah, I don't think Metallica was even thinking about that shit by then.
Because Death with the drums is probably way more sophisticated with Metallica on drums.
Yeah,
I think, I guess.
I mean, you're also, by the time that Death is doing that, these guys were thinking about the Black Album.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I think that's. I mean, it's so long ago that I'm honestly confusing shit. Let me double check. Because I'm
It
pretty
happens, man. Don't worry
sure.
about it.
Yeah, 91. But, yeah, you have Garage Inc. and Ride the Lightning was, yeah, that's way before that. Kill 'Em All came out in 83. Wow. Man, I fucking forgot just like a whole series of shit, dude. That's incredible. Yeah, Kill 'Em All came out in 83. They were just straight thrashing that shit. Yeah. Yeah, that was a
Definitely
pretty
different
shit
sound
tape
from
on my
Red to
behalf.
Lightning.
I got the CD somewhere.
Damn, really?
I do, yeah. I got Death Magnetic. I got Kill 'Em All.
Nice.
I got Hardwired. I got two Avenged Sevenfold CDs somewhere.
Hell yeah.
His favorite one is St.
Back
Anger.
in high school, no one was even using a CD player. I was the only one in my high school at that year
still using a CD player while everyone else had like iPods and shit. And there I am, fucking in my sophomore, junior year, listening to Death Magnetic on a CD player
Dude, that is the best.
that my freshman teacher gave me.
Oh man, that's amazing, dude. So
Thank
wrapping
God to
this
him.
up, y'all. What is coming up for the band? You guys have any shows, any music that you're thinking about?
Oh, we got a
releasing?
lot of shows. We have a show tonight, tomorrow. We have one almost every month, some 2 a month. There's a
Hell yeah.
Definitely
potential
lined up, for
festival
sure.
in the fall. We're working on a EP and an album. Future release date to be determined. We're still working on that.
Nice.
So
Yeah, we are definitely busy this year.
Working for sure.
we're like taking every show almost that comes our way and like writing in between.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
Get the
awesome.
practices every Friday or Monday, depending on what's happening.
Staying busy. Well, you guys have anything you want to say to the listeners before we go?
Well, thanks for coming out and listening to us, and you can check
Keep
us out on
listening.
Spotify, SVNTN on Spotify. You can listen to us there, and then when we drop new music, it'll definitely be there. So you can click follow on there, the follow button, and when we drop anything new, you'll get a notification for it. We also have your typical socials like Facebook, Instagram. We have a Bandcamp, I believe.
Yeah, we do.
All that good stuff.
I'll just say for the record, the band used to be called SVNTN, not 17.
Glad you
We would have to say SVNTN, but
Every time. It was awesome.
Wait.
but that was me and Marty
How-
days.
How
That
did
was just me and Marty
17
days.
come up? How did you guys end up?
That's a
like,
good
settling
question.
on
Let's
that?
elaborate.
That's
Yeah, I'm listening.
that comes
to that
from
one.
me. That's a so I have a phenomena. You never I don't know. There's a lot of people have phenomenas. One thing that repeats everywhere I go, every movie I watch, every anything I do. If I'm at the sports, if I'm looking at the time, 17 is gonna be there. At a license plate, anything. Like my sister will come on. Oh, I need $17, or she'll like some. It'll come up in conversation. Oh, we did this. We need 17 of this, and it just comes up, and it's a reoccurring thing. And now people who I've like made aware of it, they start also noticing 17 in places.
There was an instance where we had during band practice where we were checking some sound level and something with the decibels, and we are like, "What's the perfect sound?" or whatever. And one of the guys that we had with us, they were like, "Yeah, it's 17 or something like that." And also, my birthday is 17 as well.
Oh, really?
May
And
17.
we have band practice every day at 17 o'clock.
That is true.
5 o'clock is 1700 in military time.
17 and 24, yes, sir.
Amazing.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah,
Holy
but I
shit.
know I'm already aware of the phenomena being like a psychological thing. Like if you're aware of something, you're gonna be more noticeable of it, you know. But I don't know. There's times where I'm not even looking for it. I'll just be driving, and it'll just be there.
Wow, dude. Yeah, that is.
I've worn it for a jersey as well. I mean, it's just my number. I didn't know. I've never seen a band, I guess, do it as well.
That's fair. Yeah, that's very cool, man. It's fucking awesome. Well, guys, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you for
taking
having
time
us.
out of your
Thank you for
day.
having us.
Yeah, honestly.
I want every single one of you listeners out there right now, go and check out their music. Go and subscribe to their social media. Check out all the stuff that they're putting out, and go and check out the show. And thank you for coming and spending some time with us, listening to us gab about music and gab about the old time metalcores and all about 17 and telling you so much shit about awesome folks with awesome music that I really want you to check out. And, well, this is another episode of the Chug Life Podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned. We have a lot more coming.